There is a thing called the right to choose option. This is only available in the UK as far as I'm aware. It is when you go to your doctor and you request that they refer you on the right to choose program because you think you have c-PTSD. They will obviously want to do an initial assessment. They will ask you why you think you have c-PTSD. You can list the reasons why you think that is the case. Then they will do a referral via the right to choose. What they'll do is they'll tell you to look up the right to choose options that are available for you in your area, and they'll ask you to choose a provider that you prefer. And then the provider will have forms that you need to fill in. And then once you've filled in those forms, you take them to your doctor. Your doctor will then sign off the referral and it will then be paid for by the NHS. The reason why this was created was because the NHS is overwhelmed. It's not got the facilities that are needed or the specialists that are needed in order to deal with the sheer amount of people having mental health diagnoses. So they created the right to choose as a way to combat that issue. Basically, it's paid by the NHS. The doctors will apply for the funding for you. They will sort all of that out. All you need to do is choose your right to choose provider and go to your doctor and give them the relevant documentation. The nice thing about the right to choose option is actually you can get seen by a mental health professional a lot faster than if you were to go via the normal NHS routes. You can choose the organization that you want to deal with from the options that are approved by the NHS. So that gives you a little bit more choice, which is also really good. So really look into those organizations and see which one you prefer. Different organizations have different wait list periods. So sometimes it might be that you choose a place because it has the shortest wait list. I chose right to choose option, but I went for a place that had a longer waiting list. And the reason why I did that was because they had the best reviews and I wanted a really robust assessment. I went for the longer waiting period because I wanted to go with that specific organization. And so different people will have different reasons why they choose the different organizations, but they are all approved by the NHS. As long as you choose one of them, the NHS will pay for it. And it's really great because you have more choice, but you also have less of a waiting period. Even the organizations that have a slightly longer waiting period, it is much less than you would do if you went directly via the NHS. On average, via the NHS, you're looking at around 6 months up to 18 months waiting list, whereas with other organizations, sometimes it's 6 weeks, 8 weeks waiting period. So massive difference. Sometimes doctors won't want to refer you to right to choose because it costs their practice money, or they think it's going to cost them too much money. A lot of doctors don't know about the right to choose option. Sometimes you have to educate your own doctor on the right to choose option and that it is funded by the NHS to get them to actually refer you to the right to choose. Luckily, my doctors knew about the right to choose and they were actually the ones that told me about it. So hopefully your practice will do the same. They will be informed and able to understand what you're asking for and will be able to help you with that process. However, a lot of doctors do not know about this. It is not through a fault of their own. It's just that they haven't been taught about it. And so it's really important to educate them about it because if they're not offering it to you, they're not offering it to others either. By educating them on it, what you're doing is then, in essence, helping other people because when another person comes in with a similar problem, the doctor will remember your situation and the right to choose option and they will recommend that to that person. That can be very helpful. Frustrating, but helpful. So that's what the right to choose option is.